What is going on, guys? This is Hero Talk, and Bryan Cranston compares the Power Rangers reboot to The Dark Knight. So, with the announcement for the new Power Rangers reboot, some people are wondering about how to make this movie work. So, how can you just make this not a childish movie? A silly movie. So in my last video I already said something about this, and it is actually Bryan Cranston who said that the tone of the movie is way more different than the tone in the series. So I can imagine the movie to be much darker. And now in an interview with the Huffington Post, he is actually comparing this Power Rangers reboot to The Dark Knight, which is pretty surprising to me, because something like the Power Rangers, what we all know as this kind of silly series for kids with this bright colors and plastic swords and stuff like that, but he compares it to such a serious and dark character like Batman. And just for you to give you some thoughts how to make this work, this movie, I mean, as I said, you could just make it darker. You could leave out these strange moves and these exclamations during fights, and with way better material, so just authentic weapons and authentic villains, because in the series we only had villains in these costumes, and everyone knew that they were just fake because one could see that they were just costumes. And with good CGI work, this will be also more authentic. And in general, with better special effects and stuff like that, this could just get better. But the actual thing that makes this movie work, in my opinion, is just the darker tone. But let's just see what Bryan Cranston means by comparing it to The Dark Knight. I wasn't really high on it until I talked to the producer and read the script and talked to the director. After that I went, this is different. This is a re-imaging as the Batman television series as it became the Batman movie series. You can't compare those two, and nor can you compare this movie version of the Power Rangers to that television series. It's unrecognizable for the most part. There are tenets of the folklore that you hold onto for sure, but the inspiration is different, and the sensibility of it and the approach to the filmmaking is completely different. So, as you heard right here, if you watch the Batman cartoon series, you probably know that the movies are completely different. So the cartoons are obviously and clearly made for kids, and the Batman movies are something completely different and made for audiences with adult people. And it's just the same thing with the Power Rangers movie. And such a change of image is just really crazy, because the Power Rangers, seeing the Power Rangers just like Batman sounds amazing to me. So these Power Rangers are way more serious than the others. As he says, the approach to the film is completely different. The inspiration is different. So that's completely a different thing than the series, so we can be sure that this won't be this childish, silly movie. But Bryan Cranston continues, and he says, I don't know if the tone is as dark as The Dark Knight, because you're dealing with teenagers, so the appropriateness of that and real teenage life, and going through high school, and the cliques and the popularity or lack thereof, and the bullies and all the different sections and subsections of high school life, and the insecurities of these kids and things like that, hopes and dreams, and you embrace all of that into a retelling of the Power Rangers, and what you would get is the new version, this reimagined version. So he's basically just repeating that this is completely different, a new movie with another tone, but obviously you can't make this movie just as dark as the Dark Knight series, because the Power Rangers are actually teenagers and are dealing with issues and problems teenagers deal with, and in such a movie you can't just make this so dark. This obviously makes sense, because obviously a movie with teenagers in it just can't be that dark as The Dark Knight, just because also in such a movie with teenagers it probably will have some humor. You will probably see high school and all the things in there, as Bryan Cranston put it here, and this obviously can't be that dark like The Dark Knight. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about this. Comments are always appreciated. If you enjoyed this video, just leave a like, and if you want to see all of my latest stuff, just subscribe to the channel.